So here's to round 17 of 14 days to flatten the curve. Good afternoon, everyone. Your favorite state governor is back for yet another round of telling you exactly how to live your life. Of course, you all know I was never planning on lifting the restrictions after our most recent 2-week freeze. Of course not. This lockdown ain't over until the end of winter of 2022. Before I forget, shout out to all you law-abiding bootlickers out there who ratted out your neighbors and wasted a significant amount of your local law enforcement's time this past Thanksgiving. It's ass lickers like you that make my job as Führer, I mean dictator, much, much easier. Because of your heroic efforts, I can now sleep easy knowing that someone as reckless as an 87-year-old woman spending time with her family is now in jail rather than someone who literally slaughtered his wife. Thank you. So, since you guys were so good at listening to my orders over the last couple of weeks, my experts and I have come together to fabricate, research some new restrictions that'll help slow the spread of COVID. So let's get into these restrictions, shall we? Oh, and if at any point it sounds like I am making this shit up as I go, I am. So instead of mandating an absurd 10 p.m. curfew, I'm actually gonna take it one step further by mandating an 8 p.m. bedtime. According to my science, COVID is much more rampant after 8 p.m., so you better be night-night by then. Speaking of bedtime, new studies show that you are now able to catch COVID through your dreams. So I am now requiring everyone to wear a mask while they're sleeping. Also, if you're planning on having sexual intercourse with your partner, make sure to mask up that junk. And I ain't talking condoms, okay? Sure, it might feel a little awkward to have one of these down there, but trust me, you will thank me when you're not dying in the ICU of COVID, and instead infected with HPV and covered in genital warts. Next up, we are mandating that all electricity be shut off between the hours of 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. My science shows that COVID can now spread through electrical outlets and light particles. So, yeah. Moving on to face coverings. Since face coverings are the only line of defense in preventing COVID spread, especially those ultra-thin neck gaiters and 7-month-old reused paper masks, we have come up with a better alternative to keep your face covered and protected. And if you're wondering, why does that look like a plastic bag? It's because it is. Now we are requiring you to wear a plastic bag over your head anytime you leave the house. And by next year, we'll be requiring it in your house too. Plastic bags have been scientifically proven to protect you from COVID, although they haven't been proven to protect you from suffocation. And please, I don't want to hear any of you whining about how you can't breathe with this on. Okay, you won't be able to breathe if you get COVID and die, will ya? Since my scientists have just discovered that COVID can spread through feces, thus through your entire sewer system, we are now mandating that you refrain from defecating into your toilet, but instead into an airtight Tupperware container. And if you're wondering what you should do with those shit-filled containers, I haven't gotten that far yet, so you're just gonna have to hold on to them until I create more of my own logic. And to those of you who run out of fecal containers, well, Easter eggs are another alternative, and they provide a little seasonal spin. I have a whole basket full of these. Full of shit, actually. Just make sure that you empty them before you fill them with candy for Easter next year, which you won't be having again. We also strongly suggest that you carry a roll of poop bags anytime you're out and about and you feel the urge to choke a weasel when you're at Target or Taco Bell. Trust me, you're gonna need them at Taco Bell, and I wouldn't know because I am full of shit. So, speaking of shit, scientists have also discovered that COVID can spread through anal vapors. Thus, anytime you're in a public setting whatsoever and about to rip a lethal cloud, you are now required to provide ample warning to those around you so that they can quickly disperse. Now, these are the scientifically recommended phrases to yell. Brown thunder, death breath, dropping a barking spider, ghost turd, the toothless one speaks, trouser cough, free jacuzzi, organic tear gas, nut knocker, false pooper, free speech, paint peeler, acid rainmaker, butt hair harmony, ass blast off, airbrushing the undies, rump roast is ready, and one-man jazz band. Next, it is your civic duty to always criticize those who simply question these barbaric restrictions. Scientific research shows that righteously berating others for thinking differently scares the virus away. So yeah. Well, that does it for all of my embarrassingly easy to follow restrictions. Of course, don't expect me to actually follow them because I'm the one mandating them, therefore I know it's gonna do shit to slow the spread. And to those of you who are planning on violating any of these restrictions, well, we are no longer issuing a fine or imprisonment. Instead, we're just gonna chop off a limb. So here's to round 17 of 14 days to flatten the curve.